Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to speak to you about a program called Tarot Monthly Horoscope for June 2019. And this is for you coming from Leo. First, let me give you my email address, which is andyhoro9, ANDIHORO, the number 9, andyhoro9 at gmail.com. Send me an email if you have questions. The first card that I'm going to pull will be to do with your first 15 days of June, you coming from Leo. And it has got to do with your job. And it's not a good card. It says your job, if you have one, is at risk. And be careful about arguments and being rebellious and not respecting the rules and regulations where you work. Is going to bounce back at you and is going to knock you out, and you may lose the job. So be very respectful of your superiors and your bosses. Otherwise, you're going to have the first 15 days of June having a lot of issues and problems in your job. Now we will talk about business if you are in business. And the first 15 days of June, let's see what the card says. Well, firstly, it's a card that shows you're overly ambitious. So you want to tackle more and more businesses, mainly because you are restless, this card says, and mainly because you tend to be over daring in the first 15 days of June. So that is going to put you at risk, financial risk, and even risk in terms of having trouble with authorities in business. So I would rather caution you in the first 15 days of June to not add too much to what you already have, because you won't be able to somehow carry this weight of the new businesses you add. So stay small in terms of wanting new things to add to business, or just stay put with the business you have and look after it. So overall, it's not a very encouraging card. Now I want to talk to you about your romance, and I'll first pull a card to talk to you about a new romance. If you find the new romance in the first 15 days of June, you coming from Leo, what might happen? Well, it's not a bad card, but it says that the romance can very quickly turn the tide against you. That means you could become, I won't say a prisoner, but you could become obliged to somebody who wants to start a new romance with you. Is it financial obligation? Is it obligation for some other thing? So you got to give more than you get. So what's the fun of going into a romance in the first 15 days if you have to give more than what you get? So think about it, go slow, leave it on the back burner, and wait till the second half of the month before you decide. That's how I would talk about this card. Now, if you have an ongoing romance already, let's see how that's going to go. And that's going to go much better. But why does this card say that you seem to feel like a prisoner, that hemmed in, you're hemmed in and not given the freedom? So you are obviously obligated in some way or another to this ongoing romance, and you are not very happy about it. Speak to your romance partner, talk about the freedom or the ability to do what you want, and that would perhaps bring some solution to it. So it's not the perfect card. There's no breakup, but there's a feeling of just being imprisoned. And obviously, you're not very happy. So do something about it in a very gentle manner. Now about your marriage, first 15 days. All right. There's a very interesting card. It's the card of death, but it doesn't mean anybody's going to die. Don't worry about that. It just means that you have the chance to put behind you the past problems in your marriage. That's what the card says. New beginnings are very possible. So make use of the first 15 days of June to sort out the issues so that they can be pushed behind. So it's not a happy card in that sense, because it says that a new beginning must be looked at. So in your marriage, I'm not saying go and get married with somebody new. No. Look at your marriage situation, try to overcome whatever has been the problem over the recent past, and start to think. The message is for you. So you start to think with a bright new outlook. And that would be a good way to tackle your marriage in the first 15 days of June. Now, the last 15 days of June, talking about your job, you coming from Leo, and this is a very, very good card. It says where your job is concerned, you're going to get a lot of good news. You're either going to be promoted or be in charge of something or get more money. And if you're looking to change your job, the first 15 days of June would be perfect to try your luck. So a lot going for you in the job area. Try your best, work hard, talk to your bosses, respect them, they like that. And so now let's talk about business for your last 15 days of June. And yes, it's a good card. It says you are attracting businesses. If you want, go looking for them and they can be yours. And if your ongoing business will also be able to benefit, it says. So there's plenty of good news in the last 15 days. You can make the changes, add new business, subtract new business. Any changes you make will also be beneficial. So the area of business is definitely for you to progress. Now, what about romance? Let's talk of a possibility of a new romance in the last 15 days for you. This is a much better card. He says if you find a romance in the last 15 days, it's going to be a very lucky one. It's going to be a very loving one. It's going to help you grow in whatever you want to grow. Is it the business? Is it the job? So plenty of support is going to come for you when you find a new romance partner. And what about the old romance partner? In the sense that the one you are with, how about that going? And that is attracting some kind of differences of opinion. So keep in mind, in the last 15 days of June, you want to agree more than disagree with the romance partner you are with. And that's all you need to do. Be agreeable, be negotiable, be flexible, and you'll be on top of it. Now, what about marriage? What about marriage in the last 15 days? Let's see what the card says for you coming from Leo. And it's a very good card. It says, whatever has been the problems, you are going to be in a new streak of happiness in your marriage. So start going out and feel young with your marriage partner. Go to the places you used to enjoy. Go out for the shopping spree. Go out and see how you can make your marriage partner happy because you're listening to me. And so you will find that the last 15 days of June, you just get your marriage in some beautiful situation. Now I will talk to you about your lucky ages for you coming from Leo. There'll be some people of these ages who will be lucky in any area, whether job, business, romance, or whatever. And I will say, if you happen to be the ages of 18, is the card of Mars, M-A-R-S. You can see the sign there. And I would say that if you happen to be the ages of 18 or 27 or 36 or 45 or 54 or 63 or 72 or even 81, you're going to be one very lucky person. And you're going to attract a lot of good aura and good energy, whether in job, business, romance, marriage, any area. So you are the chosen one in the month of June to be happy. So what if you're not of these ages? Well, you will need to have a 90-minute session with me. And in that 90 minutes, I'll talk to you about your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. And it will cost you USD $50. We'll talk about that later. Now we'll talk about your lucky dates. There'll be some lucky dates waiting to give you all the good news for Leo. And let's see what the lucky dates are going to be. Well, I'm going to choose, it's the card of the sun. See that sign on the top there? You see, Kabbalistic cards give all this. They help me a lot. So it's a sign of the sun. So I'm going to say that the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th are going to be fabulous dates for you in the month of June. Whether to go to the casino, whether to do in business, whether in the job, whether in your family. Make use of this 1st, 10th, 19th, 28th of June. And you will see that you're going to sow the seeds of happiness, of progress, and of reward. How good is that? Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky colors. So you coming from Leo, let's see what colors you should wear. Well, I'm wearing red. Let's see what you should wear. And you should wear red, really, honestly. You should wear red. Well, there are two choices, yellow and red. So I'm going to go for red. So wear plenty of red in the month of June. You coming from Leo, and you're going to be one very lucky person, whether in romance, marriage, because you'll attract the energy of Mars, and that will be very lucky for you. Now I'm going to talk to you about direction energy. So there are 9 planets placed around Earth. And when we look at north or south or east or west, we are going to face some planet or another. So let's see from this card which direction you should face for inspiration, and you should face south in the month of June. Face south and you'll be inspired in wherever you want to use the inspiration for, whether it's job, business, for that romance or for the marriage. And you'll be one very lucky person facing south. So that's what I have to tell you. Now I have this 90-minute session which will help you for your next 7, 8, or 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, looking at your palms. I will tackle all areas of your life: the romance, the marriage, the family, the job, the business, the finances, and the health in detail. And based on this information, I will also give you your personal lucky lottery numbers, your lucky days, your lucky gemstones, your lucky color, your lucky colors, all so much of that. And that'll make you one very lucky person for the next 7, 8, or 9 years. So all you need to do is send me that email, AndyHoro9, ANDIHORO 9, the number 9, and I'll come back to you with all your questions. And please remember that it will cost you USD $50 to know your next 7, 8, or 9 years in all areas of your life. Until I hear from you, I wish you a good month of June. Thank you and goodbye.